your speech title is Some of My Adventures.
Hi. I thought I'd just share with you a little bit of my life. I grew up in Rutland, Vermont. I'm here about 7 blocks from here in the northeast section of Rutland. I have a big family. I have 5 brothers and a sister. We lived in a neighborhood with lots and lots of kids, probably 100 children on our street, Edgerton Street at the time. However, I was quite the loner and quite the adventurer. I used to get up and just leave the house at about the age of 5, even in the summertime, and hike all around, maybe 1 to 3 miles away from home, alone, 5 years old. And one day I was hiking and I crossed a stream and I came upon a huge maple tree. And I love to climb trees. I always have, I still do. And it had these huge boulders all around the bottom of it, which I didn't notice initially. And then there was one small patch of grass. So I began climbing up the tree. It was taking quite a while and it was rather exhausting. And I rested on some different limbs, but I was determined to get to the top. It was a beautiful, sunny day, perfect day like today, maybe a little bit cooler because I wasn't hot. And I was determined to get to the top. And eventually I did. I got way up to the top and the wind was blowing and the tree started to sway with me in it. I was sort of crooked up there. And I could feel my hair blowing and I could see the mountains. And all of a sudden the branch I was sitting on cracked really loudly. And I went, and I went to reach out to grab a branch, but I was at the top. I was really at the top. And so there was nothing to grab. And I fell. And it was like a slow motion thing. And I felt like I was kind of spinning as I went down. And I didn't hit any branches. It was just leaves that were going by. And thud, I hit the ground on my back. And of course, my arrow went out. And I'm just lying there, like looking up at the sky. And I realized I had landed on that little patch of grass. So it's wonderful. I must have a very good guardian angel, spirit guide. I got up and continued my day hiking around. Came home for dinner at 5 o'clock. No one asked where I had been because my parents were very, very busy, many of us, but I was very hungry for dinner that day. And I just had a regular growing up. I went to school like anybody else, took my summers off, I skied, I hiked, I did all kinds of different things growing up, traveled, met lots and lots of people, and finally in 1983, I think it was, I married. My husband and I bought 10 acres of land in Hubbardton and decided, we had no money, so decided to order a teepee canvas. And he was working at the time full-time because we didn't have a house, we just had the land. And I made 2, I think they're called sawhorses, out of some scrap wood, and I put it at the pinnacle of our land. It was a walk up a big hill at one point, at one part of it, and at the top it was an incredible view out over Lake Lomazine and the mountains beyond. So, and then I searched all over the property to find the perfect size trees for the poles for the teepee, and I needed 13 plus 2 small ones for the flaps. You have flaps on a teepee, and you have to move them so that the smoke from your fire in the center, the smoke will funnel out depending on how the air is moving. So I needed 15 trees. And I cut them, I found them in the woods and I cut them. And I cut them with a saw, a hand saw, and then I limbed them with an axe and dragged them up the hill to the sawhorses so I could see the view while I was working. And then I used a shaving tool to on the knots to make them smooth, and took all the bark off them. And then had to make sure they're very, very smooth, as in the teepee when your poles are going up, the rain comes down and the rain must go around the poles into the ground so it doesn't land on you. Teepees are open at the top. There's probably a space this big or so, and we never got wet. And then I dried them for a while and sanded them smooth and linseed oiled them. Our teepee came about a week later. Meanwhile, we're living in a tent. During this time, it was the wettest summer on record. It rained every day. And so the teepee came. We went into the woods. We put it in the woods. And we had to connect 3 of the poles into this huge, it was 23 feet in diameter. And then with a great deal of strength, the 2 of us, not being very big people, moved it up into a tripod so it was hanging there, and then wove the poles into it and made our home. And we went inside. It was an amazingly spiritual space. We had birds landing on it in the night. It's just incredible. We built a little floor. We had a bathtub next to the stream, and we built a little house for a sauna, and we took saunas all the time. We'd have a big fire and take rocks in it, and then move the rocks with shovels into a bucket inside, and then pour water on it, and have the stream pouring into the tub, and we'd get really, really, really high. I couldn't stand it anymore. You'd come out and jump in that, and you'd be incredibly clean, like you've never been that clean. And that was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And those are 2 adventures that I've had in my life, and I continue to have adventures every day. And thank you.